Hi, sir. Just mic test. All okay? Am I audible?
You're loud and clear, Amrish.
Thank you. Thank you.
How about
Thank
me?
you, sir. Thank you so much for joining. You have
No
always been
problem, my
very
pleasure.
kind.
Likewise, likewise. And you can see Philip Matthews laughing at
Oh,
our,
he has been. He has been. I will be very honest. I mean, I have been telling this in many occasions, and I don't mind repeating again and again. When I joined Williamson, and I met him for the first time when he was in SCI office. We wanted to showcase a practical demonstration of WSS was handling at that time Unitor products, So we
yeah,
wanted a premises wherein we can invite our customers
sure.
and show them the whole cleaning equipments and other stuffs. So without a thought, and we were not knowing each other. I have met him for the first time, and without even out of seconds, he said, "Fine, I will introduce you to NTI. You go and do it there," and we did it. We
Great.
invite all the great company, including your company at that time, Great Eastern, Anglo Eastern, BSM, all the big companies. They were all there, and we had a very practical demonstration there.
No, Philip has also been a lovely friend to me. We have been part of INSA for many, many years. I remember the time I used to give him a ride back to the office because, INSA office and SC office was close by. So then he didn't bring his car. So, so I used to just give him a ride back on the way to office. And then we'll have lovely conversations we used to have, both professionally and on the personal front. And after he retired and I retired, and he joined Seven Islands and I joined, I was continued with Great Eastern. So we have been closely associated, Every meeting at every seminars, every forums, a lot of places. And he's one person who's very outspoken. He doesn't mince words. If he has to say something, he will make sure that it is said in that.
He speaks from heart. That's it.
Yes, absolutely.
He is guided by his heart.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Sanjeev. Hi.
Good afternoon, Amrish. Good afternoon, Captain.
Joining.
And yeah.
Good. Wait for 5 more minutes and we'll start.
Sure. Yeah, sharply we can start. You can see a lot of HIMT support.
Yeah, I see a lot of HIMTs there. Even Great Eastern cadets will be joining.
Okay. I shared with Subroto.
Yeah. Even I have. Yeah.
Achha. So need to thank Sanjeev for accommodating this by addressing the lectures, So
it's a great opportunity for all the cadets to learn from the industry expert like you. I mean, it's a rare opportunity. They will hear almost 1 hour directly from you. So I think it's a good opportunity for all the cadets, whether it is HIMT, JESCO, MTI, whoever will join. And later on, many will see online through Seller Today YouTube channel. So I'm sure it is going to be a great session for all of them. And wish I would have had that opportunity when I was a cadet,
No, I agree with you. I mean, we had very little exposure in every way. It's changed so much now, I think life has become much more simpler or easier for people to probably understand and know a lot of things.
And Dr. Amrish, I should appreciate certainly your not only this initiative, but also your WhatsApp group and what you're doing for seafarers is tremendous. You're doing a fantastic job. Certainly a group where I could see it's live and actual seafarers.
Thank you so much, sir. Even after this session, I am invited by Minister of Earth and Science, Mr. David knows. I was supposed to be in Delhi today in ministry. But I said, no, this is very close to my heart. I will attend it virtually. Because otherwise this program I would have had to shift to other date. I said, no, this is fixed for every month, last Friday of the month. So we will not change this. And after this, 1640, I have a session with Ministry of Earth and Science. I am talking about blue economy and the challenges that we face in India.
Wow. Good. I think many things. Right. Anyhow, take care. All the best, really. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. And it is all because of the support, encouragement that we get from people like you. It's not possible to do it alone.
Sure, yeah, sure. All good jobs what you're doing. Yes, you have the industry support. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. So another 2 minutes and then we'll start, sir. Okay, sir. So, right at 3 o'clock, we'll start our session.
Sure.
So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Captain Amresh Jha, and we are from Seafarers Global Mentoring Team. Me and my team is welcoming you for our another episode of having discussion with leaders from the maritime industry. This is our Maritime Leadership Talk, wherein today's guest is Mr. David Birwadkar. He is a mechanical engineer who later on became a marine engineer who sailed as a chief engineer on board ship, and later on he joined a SOAR office with Great Eastern, Walem, and today he is working with HIMT as a strategic director. I will just give a brief introduction about Mr. David, and then I will invite him to share his journey, his leadership expertise that he has learned, all his learning and wisdom, which I feel that it will be very useful for you, all of you, and of course for us as well, because he has been a leading example who has set and who has led it from the front at different occasions, whether it is at DG Shipping, whether it is at IMO forum or different forum in India as well as abroad. So here is the brief about Mr. David. So David brings a wealth of experience spanning over 4 decades in the maritime industry. He began his career at sea with the Shipping Corporation of India and subsequently joined Wallams. His SOAR career encompasses diverse roles, including key positions at Wallams, London, SR Shipping, Anglo-Eastern Shipping. In December 2006, he joined the Great Eastern Shipping Company India, which is the largest private sector shipping company, as a Vice President Fleet Management. In this role, he oversaw critical departments such as technical, new buildings, procurement, and fleet personnel for over 10 years. Subsequently, in the same company, he headed the training and assessment department as Vice President for 5 years. He retired from the Great Eastern Shipping Company on 5th April 2021 and continued to serve as an advisor heading the Great Eastern Institute of Maritime Studies until June 30th, 2024. Thereafter, he served as a consultant to the company till 15 January 2025. So you can see from December 2006 till January 2025, he was with Great Eastern. And from 6th April 2025, he had joined Hindustan Institute of Maritime Training, Chennai, as a director, strategic growth and institutional excellence. As I have mentioned, David holds a degree in mechanical engineering and completed his marine engineering training from Mumbai Port Trust. We will be asking him about his journey. But before that, just about some of his work that he has done. He's a highly respected figure in the maritime industry. He worked as a career and actively contributes to its advancement. He is a member of technical committees of several leading classification societies, including IRS, DNV, RENA, and BB. Currently, he serves as the chairman of the Mumbai branch of the Institute of Marine Engineers, India, IMEI, for the period of 23 and 25. To my mind, from mechanical engineering to marine engineering, how did that transformation happen? How that what brought you to marine engineering? Probably a kind of mentoring also for those who would like to come from mechanical to marine. So over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Amresh. First of all, thanks a lot for having me here. I'm indeed privileged and honored by your invitation, and I'm hoping that I can do justice to all your expectations and to the expectations of the large gathering we have today. So thank you once again for that. And I think it may be interesting for you all to know how I transitioned from my into a marine engineering career. Actually, I come from a totally non-shipping background. Nobody in my relatives have been sailors, so that becomes a surprise that why I joined. So my dad was working for Mumbai Port Trust. He was in the docks, and he was the docks manager, and he used to see all these ships coming in and neatly uniformed officers, and he was pretty impressed by them. And of course, then he was knowing that the ship is going to Europe, America, and stuff like that. So these are the couple of things. And of course, he knew a few seafarers who were earning well. In those times, the salaries differential between a carrier on the ship and carrier ashore was huge. So that means that people were doing well with the carrier on the ships. And so the three things which made him feel that probably a right career for me. And in those days, I tell you, we used to be listening to our parents. We didn't do anything without a parent's consent, or we did, or as per the parents' suggestions, and including my marriage. I just married the girl my parents chose, and that was about it. So same thing happened with my career. I was told by my dad that this is what it is. I did very well in the 12th standard, and I wanted to actually make a career in engineering, mechanical engineering. But what happened was IIT exam happened just at the time when 12th standard exam was there. So I could not concentrate on the IIT formats, and I did more attention on the 12th standard. So with that, I didn't do that well to get into IIT. I got into IIT, but not those time we were only 5 or 6 IITs. So I got into something, I think Kharagpur or wherever. So my parents were not very keen on me doing there. Even in the 12th standard marks, I had narrowly missed Mumbai, because that time there were only 2 engineering colleges in Mumbai, VJTI and SP College in Andheri. And there were 4 more colleges all over Maharashtra. So I got into the Karad College of Engineering. So again, my parents didn't feel it appropriate that I leave Mumbai and go there. Though, of course, later on, they were happy with me going all around the world, on a shipping career. But so then I didn't join engineering. So, and then there was this exam for training in Mumbai Port Trust. So actually, I didn't start my BE mechanical. I joined Mumbai Port Trust as a training marine engineer, or apprentice, as they were called at time, for a 4 years course. And since after joining the Mumbai Port Trust, I thought that I should do something more than that, because Port Trust was just practical training and very little of theoretical. So I ventured out, found out that time there was no Google and all that stuff. So VJT was very close to my house. I just went there and asked them possibilities of any way I could do the mechanical engineering, part-time basis or correspondence basis or whatever. And luckily they were having this for the first time, in fact, an evening classes wala BE mechanical course. So I joined that. And so what I used to do, daytime I used to go to the workshops, and evening I used to go and do the course. Of course, workshop, there was a lot of bunking and everything, so I could get enough time to study also. I will not deny that. Not that I would encourage anybody to do that. I think the best practical training you can get in the workshops, apart from what we get on the ships. So that's how I joined marine engineering, and same time I did my BE mechanical. So concurrent to my BE mechanical, I did my marine engineering. So 4 years, 1970 to 1982. And then I passed my second class party, because I was not a graduate, and then that's why I was not a typical one. So I was considered the 4 years course wala. So I had to do the second class part A those days. So I passed it and then joined SCI as a fifth engineer. So that's how my career began as a marine engineer, and that's how I joined marine engineering. So I thought it was interesting. So I went into a little bit of details, so that people will understand that why I joined marine engineering despite coming from a non-shipping background. So that's about it.
Excellent journey, Saab. Really, I'm sure many will get that inspiration. And most importantly, what you have mentioned, you had a practical and you had a theory simultaneously going on for 4 years. So I'm sure by the time you have finished 4 years, you would have been very expert mechanical as well as a marine engineer. You would have had very good life while you were sailing as fifth engineer. So I just want to now come back that you have become fifth engineer with SCI. You have started your journey with Shipping Corporation of India. So let us take us to your journey, the sailing journey, right from your fifth engineer to the chief engineer. At the same time, we would like to.
In the initial stage, I was totally immersed in the engine room daily operations, performing little bit of maintenance on various machineries. Of course, that is under the guidance of the senior officers and fitters, etc. This period, I think, is very crucial for transferring the theoretical knowledge which we gain from the academy into hands-on skill, understanding the intricate networks of pipelines, pumps, engines, and other auxiliary machinery that power the ship. Then subsequently advancing to the fourth and third engineer, it marked a significant increase in the responsibilities, because then you start doing watch keeping as a fourth engineer duties, and then you're giving charge of some specific auxiliary machinery, like say purifiers and compressors. Then the promotion to the third engineer expands the scope to include much more important and critical machinery, which is there, like the auxiliary engines, boilers, etc. Then these roles then especially make you well versed with the troubleshooting abilities and also deepen my understanding of the operational protocols, including say bunkering, environmental compliance, and other such things which form the foundation for your upward transition. The role as a system engineer is a major leap into the management, because as a chief engineer deputy, I was responsible for the day-to-day administration of the engine room, and this of course involved planning and executing major maintenance schedule as per the chief engineer's instructions. Then managing the spare part inventory, allocating tasks to the junior engineers, ratings, fitters, etc., and liaising with the deck side for the other work. This is a position I would say demands a lot of strong leadership, meticulous organization, and the ability to ensure that all work is done safely and efficiently. Finally, when you reach the rank of the chief engineer, it's a pinnacle, of all seagoing career for the engineering side. And in this capacity, I held the ultimate responsibility for the entire technical operation of the vessel, from the main propulsion plant to all the electrical systems, the deck machinery, etc., etc. This role is as much a managerial as it is technical, because it also involves budget management, ensuring strict regulatory compliance, overseeing crew welfare, and also collaborating closely with the captain, the chief officer, to guarantee the vessel's overall safety and also commercial efficiency. The vessel has to be ready at all times to load cargoes, discharge cargoes, no delays at sea, etc., etc. The chief engineer, as you all know, is a final decision maker on all technical matters, requiring deep experience and calm judgment under pressure. So to highlight what the sea career experience, I will just give one example, a defining moment, and it is from the very early days, as a fifth engineer itself. While serving as the fifth engineer on a product tanker, I was alone on the night watch when a critical situation unfolded. A fuel oil leak began on the generator, and oil was dripping or spraying on the exhaust manifold, and the generator was running on load. It caused an instant fire, and luckily I was there, I was taking rounds. So I understood the importance of stopping the fuel supply. So I initiated an emergency shutdown right there itself, and it caused a blackout. The ship was out at sea, sailing to the next port. It was a product carrier on the coast. It all darkness, but then I grabbed a local fire extinguisher and single-handedly quenched the fire. I extinguished the fire from spreading and probably averting a potential catastrophe, And this decisive action, I thought I will be reprimanded for, making a blackout, but I got high praise from the master and chief engineer. And I think it makes it one of the proudest and most formative experiences of my time at sea, because I was not sure whether it is the right thing or not, but that was the thing that I was told. that you should know how to stop machinery first rather than being acquainted how to learn the procedure of starting it or how to maintain it, etc. The first thing you should know how to stop it in an emergency. So that's exactly what I managed to do it. I averted a catastrophe, I averted a major fire on the ship, and it was night time, people were resting, and it would get a quick response would have been very difficult. So my action probably.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. And I think this is a very great learning experience for all those cadets who are hearing you, that position will not define your leadership quality. As and when situation demands, you have to rise up. You have to take that situation under your control and act accordingly based on whatever education, whatever experience that you have. So thank you so much. I'm sure, sir, this must have given you a big boost. And as a fifth engineer, you must have got good reports from your master, chief engineer, and also from your company, and which may have helped you, of course, as a leader when you became chief engineer. Anything else that you would like to share from your selling experience, sir?
I want to answer your first question a little bit more. I forgot to mention that, I used to play cricket at a very, very high standard. I was representing Mumbai University. I have represented Bombay schools. It was Bombay schools at that time. And I was in the Ranji Select, top 68 for Mumbai in 1978. Yeah. So it was a defining moment that time. I wanted to probably take up cricket as a career, rather than engineering, even engineering in that sense. I said I will do engineering, but not concentrate on that. But my dad told me, how many cricketers in India do you think reached the final level of test cricket? Because that time cricket was not so professional. They were not earning very high salaries. And do you think you can look after you any money? And he said, what if you don't even play for India? Then what is the career? And you've got good marks. You are probably doing so well academically. So why do we want to take the chance? And if that happens, he said, I will be very disappointed. So when the father says I'll be very disappointed, it means that he is not happy with me taking that up. So that's also one of the reasons why I have took up the marine engineering career. So I thought I'll just highlight that also.
Thank you, sir. I mean, I'm so nice to hear that you. And I think this team spirit makes a lot of difference while you're working on board ship, because somehow this the team management, the taking the team along, which is basic part of marine engineering when you're working on board. You have to work as a team, coordination between deck and engine, and of course with various port officials and all. So yes, Ranji cricketers, thank you so much for highlighting that part, sir. So we have discussed the region that you joined. We have also heard you for your journey from selling as a fifth engineer to the chief engineer. Now we're coming to the next step of your career, which is your journey ashore as an employee, as a technical superintendent, and further your growth into the various organizations and reaching to the top of the academy or training academy institutions, as well as on your manning and the other role that you were doing it. So, sir, share your journey as an employee ashore. At the same time, we would like to hear, especially people like us who are migrated to shore and the one who wish to chief engineer and master mariner who wish to come ashore. Nowadays, we are also hearing second engineer and chief officer are desperate to come ashore. So maybe you can cover that aspect also. What is the right time that they can move ashore? What kind of career they can take it up? But before that, your journey, and then later on your guidance.
So thank you, Amresh. My shore career was a definite transition from the operational engineering to strategic leadership and institution building within the maritime sector. So over the last 2 decades, I've held progressively senior roles, in leading maritime companies, as you had detailed, focusing on technical management, fleet oversight, and ultimately educational excellence. My journey began at Volume Limited UK as a technical superintendent, where I, of course, managed technical operations for a diverse fleet of tankers, bulk carriers, and reefer ships. I also looked after reefer ships. This role provided a solid foundation, I would say, in ship management. And as you know, as a superintendent, we do a lot of troubleshooting. So that was quite a bit I learned there. We didn't get it. We didn't find it appropriate to be in London because, again, I'll mention a very, very nice phrase my wife used to say, she should tell me the people are colder than the weather in London. So So, ultimately then we decided, and of course we thought that the children would have a better upbringing in India with the academics, the way it is in India and all that. So we took a decision to come back to India. She of course was working for Air India, so she had a job. So which I joined them as a senior superintendent, like a DGM, and then I became joint general manager and then general manager, and which was also as head of technical tankers, where I looked after a fleet including VLCCs and Suezmax tankers, led some critical dry docking projects and some pre-purchase inspections. Finally, I joined Anglo-Asian Ship Management India, where I was instrumental in establishing the India Technical Office. And then seeing my aptitude, they promoted immediately to fleet director, a pivotal role that expanded the company's footprint with Indian ship owners. And finally, then I joined Great Eastern, my most extensive tenure of nearly 18 years, I've served as a vice president, as you mentioned, fleet management. Here I headed the technical, procurement and fleet personnel and also new buildings for a diverse fleet of 49 vessels. It's the largest private sector shipping company in India. My responsibilities also, as I mentioned, were new building projects in China and Korea. And also I was part of the strategic decision-making team for commercial decision on vessel acquisition and budgeting. A significant part of my short career has been dedicated to advancing maritime education. I spearheaded the creation of the training and assessment department in Great Eastern because it was not much focus on in those days. We developed a state-of-the-art DNV certified training center and pioneered a web-based computer-based platform, LMS training. Later, after that, I retired and then joined as executive advisor and headed the Great Eastern Institute of Maritime Studies, the PRIS Institute in Lonavala. I think I managed to lead its transformation, elevating it to national prominence. Currently, as you know, I'm director at Strategy Growth and Institutional Excellence at HIMT. I continue this focus on enhancing academic standards and strengthening industry partnerships. Particular achievement I wish to highlight, which happened in my career and which I can't forget in a hurry, was when, my transformation of the Great Eastern Institute of Maritime Studies into a benchmark for maritime education in India. I led a lot of initiatives in training. I did a lot of infrastructure development and academic review. We elevated the institute to the pinnacle of its field, which resulted in the institute being honored as the best maritime training institute by the Government of India, the NMDC committee, for 2 consecutive years, 2021 and 22. And then in the next year, 23, it was recognized among the top 3 in the 3rd year. So all the 3 years, it was among the top 3 in India. And this accomplishment, as I feel, has a lasting impact on maritime education, setting a new standard for excellence, and significantly improving the quality of training and placement for future seafarers. Among the incident which I remember, which I thought I did a good job with, it was, on a reefer vessel in Volumes when I was technical superintendent. I managed a critical emergency when a reefer vessel was carrying bananas from Ecuador to Europe and suffered a generator failure, and that was during Easter holidays when the world is almost on holidays, And with a multi-million-dollar cargo at risk, I had to fly to Japan to personally collect the essential turbocharger spares. And then I traveled to Panama to oversee the repairs by coordinating with the engineers, local workshops, and arranging a portable generator so that we maintain the temperature in the interim time. We managed to, by this global coordination, prevent a catastrophic loss, because it's what would have been multi-million-dollar loss to the Norwegian owners, and finally ensured a safe delivery of the cargo to the European receivers. Secondly, I remember very fondly on a bulk carrier in Great Eastern Shipping as vice president. I laid a shore-based response when the bulk carrier lost 2 of its 5 main engine units. They were not operational, and the busy shipping lanes of Singapore on a Sunday evening when everybody is again on leave. I assembled our contingency team in the contingency room in Great Eastern office, provided direct technical guidance to the master and chief engineer. I advised them on the specific maneuvering strategies, how to do it in case something that doesn't happen or whatever. I don't want to get into details. We successfully navigated the vessel and brought her to the inner anchorage without engaging expensive towing services. In Singapore, the towing services for such a requirement is very, very steep. And this decision showcased our team's technical confidence and effective crisis management, saving significant costs. And I'm saying this because, those days the vessel we had just taken over from 5-star management, and we were managing it on our own. So it was a crux decision to take, where if we had if he had spent this kind of money, the owner would have definitely been very unhappy. He would have said that I have taken the ship back with the confidence you gave me, and you have, as soon as that happened, you make me have undergo such a huge loss, in my finances or commercially, So was the decision right or whatever? So I had to prove it otherwise. So I took a little bit of calculated risk, I would say, but not having out of 5 unit main engine, 2 units not firing is something which is, I would say, as engineers will understand that it is a pretty situation where nobody would like to take chances, especially in the heavy traffic Singapore, on the way to Singapore, I encourage you. So I think I did pretty well to that extent to manage to salvage the situation. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent, sir. Excellent journey. So, just to summarize, right from your experience as a technical superintendent joining at Wallam London to SR, and then of course with Great Eastern and Anglo Eastern, and situations like saving multi-million dollar for while you were technical superintendent with these reefer vessels at the same time when the management change were happening from as 5-star to Great Eastern. So all these itself has, I would say, the great case study for the leadership journey. So what is most important here for the cadets to learn that from a technical background, mostly people ignore the commercial impact in shipping because you think my job is only to run ship, run machineries, and that's all. But while you are doing that particular job, you are basically ensuring that the commercial would say the commercial commitment which has been signed between two parties is being honored because you are running the show. So it is very important while you are working on board ship or when you are working ashore.
Can I add something here? Amresh? Just to follow up on whatever you said very quickly.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, I say that when you are the engineer on the ship, or till the chief engineer's rank, you think that the engine room or the machinery is your world. And that's how it, yes, everything. That's what you're bothered about. You're not bothered by anybody else. Deck set mein kya ho raha hai, cargo delay ho raha hai, ship is not berthed for a long time or whatever. These are not your problems and you don't bother about it. When you come ashore as technical superintendent, your 5-6 ships which you're looking after, they become your world. You're more bothered ke wo sab jahaz theek chalna chahiye. They don't have issues. They are not having delays, not causing problems. They are well maintained, etc., etc. The higher you go, your zone increases. Your outlook increases. When you finally become head of technical, you stop thinking only technical. You become techno-commercial, and ultimately, like when I was vice president, heading not only technical but manning, new building, strategic planning, etc. I thought I became more commercial technical rather than techno-commercial. So the transition has been varied over the years. So you start thinking about the losses because the company ultimately is there to earn money. That's why they are trading those ships. They are not there to make. Show that Great Eastern, jahaz acha chala raha hai, so that's what it is. They have to make money ultimately to survive. So then your outlook also changes. You start prioritizing that rather than just technical. Of course, without compromising on safety at any given time. So I just wanted to tell you how the transition happens. When you are in the engine room, then that's your world. Then you become superintendent, that's your world. And when you become ultimately vice president, then you look at the larger aspect. And now ashore and finally now I'm in the larger entire maritime fraternity regulations and the safety margin, the transition to the newer fuels.
We'll come to that, sir. We'll come to that point.
No, I'm just saying that only I'm talking about the how the mindset changes. That's exactly what I was wanted to do.
Exactly. On board ship, still your horizon is limited. Only when you are coming ashore, and then whatever rank that you are serving, your horizon is coming up that level. And then as you grow in your life, in your career, lot of wisdom comes with the work and the choices and the decision that you are making. And then at the pinnacle, when you are on top, then you see 360-degree around, wherein the entire definition of the entire work changes. And you see from a bird-eye view, the entire things which looks to, as a young kids or as a young officer, which looks so important, later on, there are many other important work. And what was the reason why people were forcing us to do this way? So we are trying to understand the real meaning behind what we were doing it. Thank you so much, sir. Lovely journey. Now we would like to go to your next step. So You have worked ashore, you have achieved which will be a dream for anyone, any seafarers to achieve that. Just wanted you to again follow up on the last question, that if someone now, lot of questions are coming from young mariners now, they don't want to become chief engineer, or maybe a very young chief engineer, just two contract, one contract, young master mariner, just one contract, two contract, they want to come ashore. You have any message for them? You want to say something that okay, fine, world is opening, you can come ashore? Because earlier the trend was like you become chief engineer, you become captain, sail for a few years, and then come. Now with the opportunity coming up, lot of people wants to come ashore early, whether it is technical or from the operation side. Anything on
So,
that?
yeah, sure. So, Amresh, I would probably go by the traditional way it is done, and I would simply say why I will say that, because it is essential for you to be the topmost on the ship, to understand how taking control of the ship and how under critical situation what is your decision making ability, what you take as a decision, because that time the shore office will only come into picture much later on. The decision you have to take on the spot, and unless you have this ability or you start thinking independently what I can do in this situation and execute it successfully, when you come ashore you'll probably be not in a position to take decisions at the right time, or you'll rely on somebody else's decisions or whatever. And also people prefer you to have reached the top for you to come ashore, as like sail as a chief engineer. I think that becomes the important criteria for a lot of jobs. So you may be getting into a particular job, but then you have to look at a career progression ashore. You can't just limit yourself to that particular job, because ultimately you have to reach the top. All ambitions should be to reach the topmost. The dream should be to dream the unthinkable, and then only you will achieve what you want to achieve, or to an extent, or maybe 90% of what you have dreamt about. But if your dreams are small or aspirations are small, then it becomes very difficult for you to reach the echelons of your trade or your industry. So I would suggest every rank is important, every experience is important. So to do it the right way, do the proper way, take your enough experience as a chief engineer, 2-3 years, 3-4 years, whatever, then only finally decide to come ashore. Not just jump because there's an opportunity now, or there is something which is available for you so that you can come ashore, but because then you will restrict yourself in the future. That's my humble suggestion.
Excellent, sir. I think you echoed my thoughts as well. You have to reach on top wherever you are, if at all you want to become and you want to reach top ashore as well. So you can't just leave in half and then come and start again, and then. So it's better to become chief engineer, sail for a few years, and come ashore. Good advice, sir. So now, sir, we'll go to the next phase of your career, which is at present what you're doing. You have done advisory role with Great Eastern. You have made a lot of, as you have mentioned, the Great Eastern Institute of Maritime Studies. When you were 3 years, all those 3 years, they have achieved certain positions in the national perspective as well. So now your present role with HIMT, where you are as a strategic director, what is the difference you are finding now from the actively when you are involved as a VP or as a Manning's head, to the role that you are presently, and how that learning is helping you in your present role?
So, as a director of strategic growth and institutional excellence at HIMT, my primary focus is on expanding the institute's academic and industry standing, placement partnerships, enhancing operational systems, and aligning our training delivery with global standards, not only Indian best standards. So essentially, my role is to connect the institute's already long-term vision with actionable day-to-day execution. I think that's very, very important and paramount. The shift from passive to active leadership, this role marks a significant evolution in my career, moving from a passive mode of execution to one of active leadership or strategic leadership, which is now. So past passive role earlier was in my career was I worked largely on task oriented and focused on execution. This involved receiving direction and adhering to established protocols, which were probably vital for building foundational expertise. But the present active role, in contrast, my current role, it demands proactive and strategic engagement. The key difference is to shift from simply following instructions to now defining the strategic goals. I'm now responsible for leading the transformation, fostering cross-functional collaboration, and of course to anticipate future challenges. Because these are part of the job profile. You have to know what is the challenges come up and then be prepared for it rather than be reactive, be proactive. And it's not just operating within the system. I'm actively working to improve and evolve it. I will say that this journey has been incredibly fulfilling. It allowed me to contribute meaningfully to the institution's growth and has refined my professional capabilities, which will probably happen, reinforcing the importance of data-driven decisions, collaborative leadership, and all this with the continuous pursuit of excellence. So I think that's what it is.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. Now, as you can see, a lot of cadets are hearing you. So what is the leadership lesson you wish to share, considering our young crowd who are listening to you? And most of our mentees also are very young, who would probably see, most of them are on boardship or they're preparing for some exams. So what is the leadership lesson that you would like to share with our young friends who are listening you now and who will listen you probably in future?
I think it's a very, very pertinent question and something which is very close to my heart, because I believe that, that now is the time for me to give back to the industry, which has given me so much. So I tend to share a lot of my thoughts, that what are these things and how we can do best. So I would say the same with this young maritime community, to the young cadets, the seafarers and professionals at the start of your careers. I mean, whether you're navigating the seas or preparing to serve on shore, leadership is not a title you wait for. It's a quality. You have to cultivate it from the day one. And based on my journey and what I've observed in both institutional and professional settings, I think these are the few leadership lessons I can share with you all, and maybe you can see what works for you all. You can probably take that as you're learning this. So first thing, start by leading yourself before you can lead others. So learn to lead yourself. So discipline, time management, consistency, and self-awareness are the foundation of such leadership. The maritime world, I feel, like many others, demand reliability under pressure to develop habits and make you dependable. So remember, you are first your own follower. So you are your first follower, and then set a standard even when no one is watching you. Also, don't wait for somebody to watch you and see, okay, then I'll do well, etc. Even when nobody is watching you, you should always strive to excel. You have to do best. Your consciousness tell you that you're doing your best. Stay humble. Stay curious. Never let your position or rank make you feel like you've arrived. The best leaders which I have seen, whether captains at sea or department heads ashore, they continue to ask questions. They seek feedback even from juniors and learn from everyone regardless of hierarchy. Even an oilman on the ship can give you a lot of knowledge, or a Sukhani. And leadership, I feel, also is not about having all the answers. You never have all the answers. If you have all the answers, then you stop learning. It's about creating a space where answers emerge through collaboration. So you have to always know that you're always learning and don't know everything. But you have a team. Speak less, observe more, act wisely. On board a ship or within a team also, leadership is as much about observation as it is about action. So learn to read people, understand dynamics, and respond always with a lot of thoughts. Situational awareness and emotional intelligence is, I think these always give you the edge, because you have to feel empathy for your juniors. Remember, you should not follow orders blindly. Understand the why, as cadets or juniors, but don't settle for blind competition. So fact that character over charisma in high pressure environments like the ships where you're working on, or operational centers, what truly inspires trust is integrity, fairness, and very importantly, accountability. You don't have to be loud to be led. Often the quiet, consistent ones become the strongest anchors in a crisis. And this I have seen over my years. Those are the people who actually are your assets when come a crisis. Resilience is your true power. Leadership is not only about having a smooth journey. It's never a smooth journey. It's about staying calm when things go wrong, bouncing back when you fail, and supporting others even when you are under pressure yourself. You don't have to make it look like that you're not able to do things, or like you are hassled. I think the maritime profession teaches this every day. So just embrace it, I would think. Another important thing to do is take the initiative. Even without permission, see a problem, think of the solution. Don't wait to be told. Initiative is one of the earliest signs of leadership potential, which I think people see in you, then they will probably track you to the top. whether in safety, efficiency, or teamwork. Step up, contribute, and own your part. And final thought on this, whether you're charting course on a ship or shaping systems ashore, leadership is always about making things better for people, for processes, and for the future. It's about character, the choices you make, and of course your courage, the courage you show. You don't need stripes on your shoulders to lead. You just need the mindset to grow, serve, and always improve. So start today, I would suggest. Lead with humility, grow with intention, and of course serve with pride. The maritime world and the world at large surely needs such leaders. So you should be one like them. Thank you.
Excellent, sir. I think it is like a encyclopedia for any leadership lessons. We will come back for the question answer session later. Let us first finish the session. We will ask, and then you can ask the questions. I think it is all the points that you have mentioned, sir. On its own, it is I'm sure if they start from any one of those characteristics or qualities that you have mentioned, it will automatically lead them to next one. So start, as you rightly mentioned, lead from yourself first. You have to lead yourself first before leading others. So while you will work on this aspect, while you are leading yourself, automatically so much of inner transformation will take place within you that ultimately all those qualities that sir has mentioned will slowly follow you up. So thank you so much, sir. I think excellent leadership lessons for all the cadets, for all the juniors, as well as our counterpart, for us to follow and lead from the front as you have done it, and you are still doing it. So, sir, we have seen now more or less your journey right from your fifth engineer to chief engineer, then your career ashore, and then your leadership journey at a various different level on organization that you have worked. Your present role, which gives a lot of other avenues to explore, which you are doing it. What would be the advice that you would like to give to your younger self? I mean, Junior David, if he has to start journey in present world, the present shipping scenario, which is now, what is the advice, one or two advice that you would like to give to Junior David if he wants to start today?
So the same advice which I would give to the juniors and which I will probably give to me in case I am starting my career all over again and not do the mistakes which I probably did in my time is to, it is not like choosing a shipping career is not just selecting a job. It's, I think, the entire embracing an entire way of life. It's a part because a path which demands a lot of strength, resilience, and of course responsibilities. But I think it always offers unmatched opportunity for growth, adventure. I think we had a lot of adventures in my time, and of course sense of purpose. As someone who has observed this industry evolve over the period of time and supported many who have grown within it, some of the advice which I would probably give you all and which may not necessarily be in that order of priority is know the reality. It is not just romance, as I always say to a lot of people. Yes, shipping can take you around the world, but it also means being away from home, family, and comfort for long periods. It involves a lot of discipline, hard work, and sometimes isolation, the real truth. Going with eyes wide open, knowing that there are both challenges, but ultimately there are a lot of rewards, and fulfillment. Treat your ship on when you first time go on the ship as a launch pad, not a trial. It's not just a phase for you to just complete it and then, okay, that'll become a third mate or I'll become a fourth engineer. It is your foundation. Learn not just a task, but the reason behind that, which I mentioned earlier. Observe leadership, build good habits, ask questions all the time, absorb everything like a sponge. The attitude you carry during cadetship shapes your entire career. Remember, that's the foundation and that's what you will build your entire career upon. And again, it's something which I always say, don't just survive, excel. It's easy to do the bare minimum, say, maine kar diya karke, but excellence gets noticed, whether it's safety practices, watchkeeping, communication, or teamwork. Take initiative, then I'll do it, or whatever, do your best every time. Officers are always observing, the seniors also observing, and your reputation start forming right from the day one, because then that's the impression you will create and that's the impression which will last. So also value people's skills as much as technical skills. The sea may test your technical knowledge, but it's the people skills that will help you lead, manage, and ultimately grow. Learn how to work with multicultural teams. You'll get a lot of multi-country people, who will be there. Show respect to every rank, be it whatever it is, and build relationship that last. I have some of my friends who I'm in touch with from the ship days, and even now we have so much respect for them. Emotional intelligence is a hidden strength in shipping. I would say it gives a lot of importance. Give a lot of importance to it. Be open to change, and new opportunities. Shipping today is not what it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and it won't be the same 10 years from now. What all are coming in: digitalization, automation, sustainability, global regulations are transforming the industry. So stay updated. Not only read the manual, but read the latest information which is available. Stay updated, stay skilled, but also stay flexible. A good seafarer, I think, is always evolving, changing with the times. You can't be rigid. Plan your future, sea and beyond, not only at the sea life, but ashore also. So while life at sea is rewarding, think ahead. What will you specialize in? Moving ashore later, pursue higher education, build financial security, take charge of a career right from the start. We all know the sea is a great teacher, but it also serves as a stepping stone to many futures. I can give my and Amresh's as few examples which are right in front of you. Integrity and discipline, I think this also are very important. They will set you apart, because shipping relies a lot on trust, precision, and professionalism. A single careless act can affect lives, cargo, and environment. Your word, your commitment to safety, and your discipline matter much more than you know or you can imagine now. Build your character as much as your competence. Your competence you're building up through your knowledge, enhancing, but also your character. People will appreciate that more. Finally, I think that if you're passionate and willing to learn and also ready to commit, shipping can be one of the most fulfilling careers ever possible. It teaches you resilience, leadership, cultural respect, and lifelong lessons. You're not just moving ships, you're moving yourself forward in life. So if you have now decided that this is the journey for you, commit with pride, prepare with humility, and sail with purpose. As we all say to each other, wishing you all fair winds and a strong start, So I'm sure you all will do right, but there are a few mantras which you have to follow. If you follow that, few essential things, and the desire to work hard and desire to learn, I think there is no stopping you guys. Thank you.
Excellent advice, sir. I'm sure all these young cadets will be very inspiring to hear all these advices. And I would request you start following some of these advices, whichever suits you. Start from somewhere and then see where it takes you. So, sir, now we are coming to the maritime community. You have been part of various committee at national and international level. You have been part of IMEI as a chairman, Mumbai chapter, and various other activities you are part of. So whatever you wish to share your wisdom, all of wisdom to all of us on that part. So we would like to see that aspect of your life as well, and how it has helped you in your professional upbringing as well.
Thank you, Amrish. So further reflection, industry engagement, and also whatever it will I can do to support the seafarers. So this is apart from my role currently at HIMT. I have the privilege of serving the maritime community through several industry forums. Currently I'm serving as chairman of the Mumbai branch of Institute of Marine Engineers, IMEI, as we all know. I have been a past member of the INSA Training and Research Committee, and which was when I was in Great Eastern, And all these positions, they have allowed me to work closely with the stakeholders across the entire maritime ecosystem, academic institutions, say, ship owners, regulators at DG, or even in the Ministry of Shipping, and also young professionals, or some who are in the audience today, to support, develop, and uplift the next generation of Indian seafarers, which I think is very essential. The next generation have to be up and running or up to it. So I can elaborate on some of them, which I have probably done. So industry level initiatives which I have done was empowering cadets through industry academia synergy. As chairman of IMEI, I have actively led and facilitated technical webinars, alumni mentorship sessions, interactive industry panel for cadets and junior officers. We have also done some skill building workshops. These were focused on emerging technologies, green shipping, leadership development. The latest IMO session which happened, we have had workshops on those. We have done campus outreach programs in collaboration with the Maritime Training Institute to bridge the gap between the academic learning and shipboard expertise with the certificates. But as I say, with the confidence, competence, and clarity about the maritime future, they must know what they're getting into. They have to be well aware and well prepared when they go out to sea for the first time. I've been a past member of the Training and Research Committee of INSA, as I mentioned, and I have also used that platform to shaping curriculum, enhancing in line with the industry needs, giving inputs to the administration, which involve technical advancement, providing strategic inputs on improving seat opportunities, structured cadet training pipelines, supporting research initiatives also, because this is something also which we felt was important. We studied the training quality, safety culture, and evolving role of Indian seafarers on the global stage. Ultimately, we want the percentage of the India seafarers in the world to increase from the current 12% as the government feels 20% in the next 8-10 years. We have also aimed to advocate at policy levels where ensuring the grassroots implementation aligns with the best industry practices, and we have done a lot to boost it or enhance it. And as you mentioned, for the welfare and social impact initiatives, I've been involved in several initiatives which go beyond training, and these include mental wellness programs, soft skill development, helping cadets and young officers build up their emotional resilience for life at sea. We think that is very important. Nowadays, we all give a lot of importance. Your own organization is doing so much for it. Organizing and supporting events during International Day of the Seafarer and the National Maritime Day. These are focused on recognition, respect, and reaffirming the dignity of the seafaring community at large. Encouraging diversity, as we all are doing a lot in that, and inclusion in that in the maritime careers, with a focus on empowering women cadets and promoting a respectful, safe training environment for all. We also looked at crisis response and advocacy. We had the COVID-19 situation, and even beyond that, in case of, God forbid, any other calamity like that. So I was involved actively during that time with IMEI and other industrial collaboration for enabling the continuity of maritime education through digital means. That's when this online thing came so much into popularity, and I think it's continued now.
Correct.
Facilitate cadet mental health counseling, raise awareness among stakeholders of the logistic and emotional toll on the seafarers and cadets, because that time they were the only ones who were out at sea, braving the pandemic and carrying the goods from A country to the B country, the medicine, the PPE, etc. And so all the urgent need for that, so which I think we did our fair bit as part of IMEI to support and encourage that. And finally, I would think, as someone who is deeply committed both to the academic and industry sides of shipping, I firmly believe that our young seafarers, they not only deserve opportunities, but also advocacy, mentorship, and recognition. So whether through IMEI, INSA, or HIMT, I see it as a collective responsibility to support cadets as they transition from learning to leadership, represent the needs and interests of Indian seafarers and national and international forums, and most importantly, build a resilient, respected, and future-ready maritime workforce. So what I would like to say to the young cadets and professionals is the sea is vast, but also the responsibilities are vast because they come with it. So keep learning, stay grounded, and lead with integrity. I think very important to show that you are a very integral part of it, or you have a lot of faith, or people can have reliance on you, etc., etc. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think we are coming to end now. Just a last question. We have you have mentioned that you are now a president serving for IMEI Mumbai branch, and we also chairman. And you have we have seen that you have applied for chairman for IMEI
president all India president.
India. So just want to know what additional value you will be bringing to the table if you are a chairman of IMEI.
So as you rightly said, I am currently the chairman of the Mumbai branch, so it is limited to things around Mumbai or whatever else I can do with the limited position. I am now standing for the election for the role of president. So my purpose for doing that is basically that And I'm doing with a deep sense of responsibility, purpose, and a lot of passion. And I have a lot of thoughts in my mind what I will do for the industry at large. So it's not just, and I can tell you for sure that it's not just for the position, but for the larger cause of strengthening our profession and our marine engineering fraternity. Currently, as I mentioned, and you also mentioned, that I am the chairman of the Mumbai branch, and I've been effectively involved in national level forums such as the INSA Training and Research Committee. I had the privilege to engage with a lot of marine engineers, cadets, trainers, ship owners, and also regulators. And through this experience, I've come to believe that IME has a lot of untapped potential to become a more vibrant, inclusive, and future-ready institution. Not that we are not doing at all now. We are doing it, but there is so much more scope and so much more thoughts and dream in my head that what I can do if I become the president. So why I am stepping forward, my intent in standing for this role is not only about holding office, it's about building momentum across the following key purposes. That is to empower the next generation, I think, which is most important. We need to bring our younger members like cadets, junior engineers, and showbiz professionals closer to IMA. We want more and more members enhancement so that we can share with them all our knowledge and what else is the requirement. I also want to ensure that they see IMA as a platform for learning, also connection to each other and leadership, not just an association. We want to modernize and re-energize the maritime world, which is because it's rapidly evolving with digital transformation, decarbonization, green shipping, and new safety demands. So we want that IMA should evolve with those times and evolve with these requirements. So then through tech-enabled engagement, stronger academic industry partnership, and more dynamic knowledge sharing. Also, I think we need to bridge the gaps because I feel there's still a strong disconnect between ship and shore, seniors and juniors, industry and academia. So my focus will be to create dialogues, collaborations, and programs that bridge these gaps, making our professional ecosystem more cohesive and indeed forward-looking. I also feel that we need to uphold the legacy of fresh energy. IMEA is a very rich legacy, and I intend to honor that by adding fresh perspective, including leadership and action-oriented initiatives. I believe in continuity with the innovation, tradition, and also very importantly, transformation. So my personal commitment while standing for this election is a commitment to serve with absolute humility, openness, and clear vision. And I'm saying this with a lot of conviction that whether I hold a position or not, my involvement in IIM will always be driven by the belief that marine engineers are not just professionals; they are indeed nation builders in the larger picture, innovation enablers, and global connectors. So, and I'm thanking you for giving this space to share this. I look forward to working with many of you, not only who are members, but otherwise, because we are all co-creators of the future of our profession.
Thank you so much, sir. With your experience, I think it will be, IMEA will be further enriching too, and I'm sure the plan that you have, the futuristic plan, and especially with technological development which is happening, more and more, I would say the opportunities which is untapped can be tapped very well. So nice, sir. Thank you. We are right at 1600 hours. We have exactly 1 hour, but we have the last segment, wherein we will request if anyone has any questions. We'll keep it to 1 or 2 questions only. So Captain Nazir Upadhyay, you have raised your hand. Sir, you want to say something? And then I have some question in the group.
We would like to.
Question.
Mine is not the question. I would like to wish best of luck to Mr. David Birwadkar in his election. And you have raised the point of election, and I saw Sanjeev Vakil sir also somewhere. So I think everybody must put in the effort that he wins. He and Sanjeev Mehra, everybody should try to make them win. Thank you.
Oh, we will wish, sure, sir. We can't vote for him, but we'll definitely wish. And I'm sure there are many who will see value to what he's saying it, and because of that values and because of the vision that he's bringing onto the table, people will definitely vote him, and he will be surely winner. Both Sanjeev and David.
Thank you.
So One question is there. Anyone wants to first ask? Then I will read this question. Please raise the hand if you want to ask anything, and then I will request you to. Okay. If nobody wants to ask, then there is one question, sir. This question comes very regularly. Why the salary in the maritime sector is still stagnant? Can anything be done in this? I don't know what answer you will give, but let's see if you want to answer this question.
I will attempt to answer. I mean, I will not get into specifics, but obviously the salaries become stagnant when there's a lot of competition. So if you know that now we get seafarers from countries where they come at much cheaper cost. So the salaries for East European seafarers or Chinese mainland seafarers are at much lower cost as compared to India. So when there was a time when the Indians were much preferred, the salaries were much higher. And now since there is competition, where they commercially feel that I am okay with my standard on the ship being not 100%, 90% chalega, so I will go with the East European one. Or when then the Indians feel that they have to be competitive, so then obviously they will come at the same salaries, because you can't increase so much that you will be ultimately said that I can get from some other place. I need to run a ship. I mean the freight rates and the chartered cost is so much limited. Again, there is competition. The number of ships available are more, etc., etc. So it's a very vicious circle. So salaries just can't be increased. When there is shortage, salaries will increase. It's like that, demand and supply. So demand is less, supply is more. Obviously, the salaries will not increase. Plus, also the fact that there is a lot of less difference between there are people who are not preferring to go on the ships. I mean, ashore, the salaries are already pretty high in the Silicon Valley or in an IT field or many other fields which are there. So with that, it becomes we don't get the cream de la cream who are going out to sea. So with that also, probably there's a limitation on why the salaries can't be increased, because people are available in that sense. I think that's what I research. Maybe Amresh is also been a lot in this field, so he can
No, I think you have answered, sir. Captain Philip wants to add the same.
Amresh, can I come in?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
See, first of all, I don't understand why people are thinking salary is stagnant. Recently, about a year back, we had the INSA, MUI, NMB agreements. Salary has been increased. We had the ITF agreement, the IMAC agreement, everything. Salary has increased. So where is the question? The salary has not increased per se. But however, having said that, let me say something, that salary is also a component of the shipping markets. The ups and downs of shippings also have an effect on the salary. The availability of officers and crew also have a say in this, as David rightly pointed out. So the fact is that salaries, now you must also consider that the dollar has come from 82 to 86. So there is a lot of difference coming up. So per se there has been no decrease or no, it is not stagnant at the moment, at least. Going ahead, we cannot predict. Thank you.
Thanks a
One
lot,
more
sir.
thing, I must congratulate David for such a lucid and such an illustrative, knowledgeable, even people like us, having been veterans, I have learned a lot from him, which, I will keep in mind. Fantastic, David. Well done. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. One question, sir. Pramod Kori is asking, is autonomous technology going to affect seafarers' job in future? What is your view on this?
I will just give an anomaly to what people say about AI coming ashore, and will AI take up jobs of the employees in corporate world? And I would say no. The way you do your job may probably change. You may not be a traditional engineer on the ship. We are looking after machinery and maintenance. You'll probably do it from ashore, or you'll probably do it in a different way. But the jobs are not going to be taken away. It's a human beings who control things, not other way around. Machinery or intelligence or AI is not controlling us. So even if the autonomous ships comes, they'll be requiring human beings to monitor it, to safeguard it, to maintain it, and etc. etc. So negative, I don't think anybody can take away the jobs of human beings. The human beings are here to stay. The jobs are going to be there. How we do a particular job may change over a period of time, and I'm sure like how we have taken in technology, where from high sulfur fuel we went to low sulfur fuel, from paper charts we went to egg disc. So the transition will happen. We'll all get well versed with it. We'll be trained. We will know what we need to do, and automatically once we know it, we will know how to execute it to the requirements and competently. So I would think, let your apprehension be rested. Nobody's taking away your jobs. What you may need to do in the future may only change the way you do it. That's it.
One of the mentees asking is Gibson. He has been with us. He's now second mate. He was regularly asking his question in groups as well. So he's asking, I think you have mentioned already during your speech, but he would like to ask, during your selling career, was there any incident scenario which has significantly shaped your path? I'm sure it's something on the leadership that he would like to know probably.
No, so I mentioned a few actual incidents which happened, but otherwise every experience, small or big, including a day-to-day handling of stuff, has been an experience which finally led me to be the leader which I finally became. So if you can't take an experience or an incident, big or small, everything what you do, as I think I again mentioned it in my this, that whatever you do, little or small, everything is a learning curve and learning part of the learning phase. So that's what probably makes you the person you become after 10 years or 15 years, or transitioning from a junior level engineer to a vice president in a largest private sector shipping company. So you become that with all your experiences collated together. It's not a single defined incident which can make you the person you evolve to become later on. So please take everything what you do seriously. I did that always. I used to self-analyze all the time, self-introspect, whether I'm doing it right, whether I'm doing it wrong. I never shied from asking my seniors. And in fact, if that time we used to always be written off, like, oh, come and go do your job. Why you know it? You will learn in your own time and that. I should persist, and find in the weak moment when the senior is in a good mood, then he will explain to you. So then, so I should look for such moments, etc. I persevered. I never let go of my inquisitiveness. I wanted the answer, then I wanted an answer. We had no Google that time. We had no internet. We had no mobile phones when I started my career. Even making a call ashore to the family was in a South American port was $15 per minute. So, I come from those times where communication was so difficult with your near and dear ones or with the outside world. And so learning was only through your own self, or through your learned seniors, or through instruction manuals, or whatever little you used to get on the ship through your letters, postcards, and magazines which used to come on the ship. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Last question. I'll be taking it from HIMT cadets. Over to you, HMT cadets. You may ask your question. You have to unmute yourself and ask.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, I am Ranu Sukla from GP Rating Section C from HIMT. So just I want to tell that increase the placement for Indian seafarers means we will get the more opportunity if more placement is there.
I think it's a very, very, it's a very organized path. You can increase the percentage of seafarers. You all will have to keep doing well. We should be the preferred lot worldwide. Owners should prefer us rather than other nationality people. So what drives that? Being more competent, being more safety conscious, be more efficient, and these are the few things which be more congenial, be more innovative. So these which we already do, we have been reputed for that. We have to continue doing that and even better ourselves. So that's the only way to increase the percentile. And the administration and other bodies are already doing the bit to make sure that this happens. And trainees coming out of the institution, you'll have to improve the quality of the intake into the institution by making it more aware in entire India, in tier 3, tier 4 countries, states and cities, with that why you should take shipping, etc. So you should have your own batchmates, etc., or other juniors whom you should go back and tell them that why you can take shipping as a career and what are the advantages, etc. Increase awareness is what I say. So the better people start coming into the institutes, the better outflow from the institutes, the better product on the ship, more competent, and also demand your own salary in that sense, because you are the preferred one. They will say, I want to run a standard ship, I want to run the best going ship, for that Indians are the best, I take India, period, full stop. So with that going, then, that's the way. Otherwise, there's no fast track way. of increasing the percentage and increasing opportunities.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else have questions? We have last 4 minutes. Okay. If there is no question, then we are now about to end the session. I would like to thank our team, Amit Jaiswal, Sahira, Prateek. They are our backbone of this webinar that we're organizing. Sahira and Prateek is from Dubai. Amit is helping me from Dehradun. So our team is widely spread, and there are many in the background who helps us in each and every seminar. I don't know how many of them will unmute and they can speak because they may be in their office. But I will just take an attempt. If Amit, Prateek and Sahira, if you are hearing me, if you want to unmute yourself and you want to say something. Prateek?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hope you all are doing well, sir.
I'm doing well. I hope you have heard the entire conversation and you were part of this. Or
Yes, sir. I was throughout the webinar. I was there throughout the webinar.
excellent. So
It was really very insightful, sir. Hearing you, David, sir. It was really very insightful, and actually, I would also appreciate sharing, like taking out time from your busy schedule and sharing this vast knowledge, whatever you have, and your experiences with the younger candidates. And of course, this is going to help myself also to get more stabilized and grow in the maritime industry.
No, it's been my pleasure, absolutely. And I keep saying that, I would like to share my knowledge and give what I got from the industry to the seafarers of tomorrow. So, absolute pleasure. And when Amresh told me, I was very happy to be part of this session.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sahira, are you able to unmute? Because he told me already that she is in office. I'm just making an attempt. Amit as well. You want to remain in background? He is happy remain. Okay. We'll wait for 1-2 seconds. If not, then I'm going to give it.
Yeah, they have done so much, a lot of good work to make sure that it was a success. No hitches,
Yes. They have always been
no issues.
silent.
So they get that appreciation from us also.
They are the main, I would say, the pillar behind all these monthly sessions that we are doing it. Amit, Prateek, Sahira, they help us a lot.
So Amit just shared a emoji of thumbs up. So I don't think he's going to speak.
Okay. So, Prateek, you want to sum up? Or you want me to?
Yeah, sure, sir. So whatever, sir, if you say so, of course, aap karoge to I would really be grateful. But if you want, I can also continue, sir.
Sure, please sum up.
Okay, so on the behalf of the organizing committee, it is my immense pleasure and honor to extend a thank you to each and every one of you. And foremost to our esteemed speaker, David, sir, and the host, Captain Amrish. So your presence and experience and forum, from highlighting the current challenges into maritime industry and evolving safety standards, discussing the sustainable shipping, digitalization and fuel welfare. Thank you for taking out time, sir. Thanks a lot that you took out our time from your busy schedule and you have shared your great experiences with us. Sincere thanks to our participants from around the country, whosoever are attending this, and probably they'll be listening the recorded version on YouTube. And we are also deeply thankful to our team. Especially sailors today, those who are doing the recording of this session and hosting it on YouTube and helping us to spread our journey to more seafarers around the globe. Thanks a lot, sir. It's a great honor for us that we were able to hear from you today. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Prateek. So the last wisdom that you would like to share with us before we close the session?
No, I first of all would like to thank you and your team. I mean, for a wonderful initiative which you are doing every month, and as you mentioned, so it's a great thing you're doing for the cadets. It's a great service. I mean, the cadets may not realize it now, but in the long run, they will realize that all this talks, mentoring, not sharing of knowledge, sharing of experience, all this builds up to making you more competent and much more to see, or in the long run, once you have that experience build up, etc. So I thanks Amresh for this initiative and for his other initiative, which I was also lucky to be there in at Acres. I think that people like you are the ones who are going to make sure that the Indian maritime industry is going to go places. And I'm absolutely happy to support you in whatever way I can, as an individual or as part of IMEI or maybe any other organization which can support or with which you require support from. And I think to the cadets, my only thing is that, as I mentioned, and if you have heard me carefully, that keep focused, work hard, study hard. Don't let the loose moments go away. Make every moment a learning moment. Learn from every small bit of experience which you will gain, and never compromise on safety. I think that's what is paramount. We don't want accidents to yourself, to the ship, to the colleagues, to the fellow seafarers, environment, etc., etc. So be safe in whatever you'll do. Ultimately, you owe your responsibilities to the people you have left behind in the family. You have to come home safe and sound. You can't come back with something happen to you. So that's very clear. So and I wish you all the best. I'm sure you all will do wonders and keep the flag of the Indian seafarer community flying high at all times. So thank you so much.
So thank you so much again, sir. David sir, thank you so much for this opportunity that you have given us. I'm sure all Seafarers Global team, mentoring, mentees, mentors, cadets who are listening to you will always be benefited with the wisdom that you have shared. I would like to again thank Seller today for this broadcasting it live. And at the same time, they will be putting it in their YouTube channel. For those who are not able to see today, they can watch it later on. Thanks my team for all the support, and thank you so much, sir, again. And I'm sure next month we'll have another industry leader who will bring his wisdom and will share his experience or her experience to all of us. So over to cadets. Thank you so much for joining HIMT, especially Mr. Vakil. Thank you, Captain Philip Matthew, Captain Nazir Upadhyay, Captain Saran, Captain Pandey, Nalin Pandey. Many, if I have missed out some name, please bear with me. Many of you have joined in between. You have left as well because it was a long session. But overall, it was a great session, sir. You have answered all the questions right from your school days to your playing days to your university days to the time that you have sailed on board as a chief engineer and later on as a technical superintendent and vice president, and your present role at the same time what you are doing with IMEI and your future plans. So you have covered everything, sir. You have given us a lot of homework to do, a lot of lessons to learn from your own, I would say, the experience that you have shared with us. So even if I think we can take it up 10% of what you have done, it will be adding a lot of value to whatever and wherever we are today. And ultimate goal of everybody is to become best version of ourselves. So I think the journey that Captain Mr. David has said is that you become or you excel. He was basically emphasizing excel. So excel and become your best version. And that is the ultimate goal. So thank you so much, sir. You are muted, sir. You are muted.
I said I'm available if anybody wants to contact me on through whatever means, WhatsApp.
Yeah, you are part of the global group, sir. So if they have any questions,
they can ask. So they can. I'm happy to respond to them or answer in specific.